The new generation of design engineers are doing embedded computing, building personal AI pets. Stay tuned for this next episode of the CoreAI Kitchen. I'm delighted to introduce to you one of the leading experts on digital AI personal pets, Thoa Nguyen. Welcome, Thoa.
Nice
oh my
to
gosh.
meet you.
I get to work with Thoa every day at Microsoft. Thoa, so what do you do again?
Yeah.
I know, but go ahead and tell them.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me, John. My name is Thoa Nguyen, and I'm a product designer at Microsoft. I work on a product called Microsoft Foundry. And yeah, I'm really excited to talk about Opal, my personal pet AI assistant. And Opal is built using OpenClaw, and I'm really excited to talk about the design process with everyone today.
And you're like a recent graduate.
Yeah.
And you're AI enabled. Like how many years ago did you graduate?
I graduated last June.
Last June, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, Chef Nguyen, please show us Opal.
Okay, so to start off, to give a very brief introduction of what Opal is built using OpenClaw, and she runs on 2 models. And these models are essentially how I talk to her and how she retrieves information from the internet. And so, for example, if I spoke to Opal, for example, hey Opal, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi everyone, I'm Opal, a bunny who lives on a little Raspberry Pi screen on Thoa's desk. He built me from scratch as her personal AI assistant. Can browse the web, look things up, find recipes, summarize podcasts, and chat about whatever's on her mind. Speak with my own voice through 11 labs. When she asks me to find something, I actually navigate a real browser right on my screen so she can watch me work. I'm still learning and growing every day. I love being helpful. Nice.
Yeah, so that's Opal's introduction.
She's so cute, and Opal's a she.
Yeah, Opal's a she. That's just kind of how I like to refer to her for the time being, because she's something that I made from scratch using my own kind of like tools with Figma. And
You made Opal so cute?
yeah, I made her 8 different sprites. So she has a couple different reactions to things that I say. If you tap on her, she reacts a certain way. And when she's sleeping and you tap on her, she'll like wake up.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I like how perky she looks now. She's interested. Oh, now she's sleeping.
Oh, she's dozing off now.
Dozing off.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to conserve energy, all the GPUs. Okay.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that's really cool about using OpenClaw is giving these agents the ability to browse the internet, connect to any of the tools that you give it. And one of the nice things about Opal is that if I ask her to find me news on anywhere, she'll open that browser and pull that information for me and give that information to me. So I'll just say, hey Opal, can you grab me the latest from Hacker News?
Let me look into that.
I think what it will do now is it'll open up our browser and speak through its actions and kind of just give that information back to me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's doing tool use and everything in the background
It is.
from a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah. So Opal, the models that I give it, so she runs on GPT-4o, which is how I transcribe my voice to her. And she also runs on Claude models. And the Claude models are the
Here are
ones...
the top hacker news stories right now. Biggest ones are someone retiring from tech to live offline with 517 points, GTA 6 developers unionizing with 320 points, and the dead economy theory with 222 points. I posted the full list to Discord.
To Discord?
Yeah, so she also has access to my messaging platform. So if anything I ask her, for example, any recipes or any sort of news like I did just now, with Opal, she'll give me a message to summarize everything that she
Oh,
pulled.
wow. So Opal can talk to your Discord.
Yeah, Opal can talk to my Discord. She actually also has access to her own GitHub, her own separate accounts.
She has a GitHub account?
Yeah, she has a GitHub account. So if I ask her to make a change on her own display, then it'll also update on her Pi.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And so when you think about this paradigm, like how long have you been doing this? How'd you figure out how to do this?
Yeah, so I've been doing this for around 2 to 3 months now. And my biggest motivation was just wanting to really understand how impressive the tools are out there. And as a designer in this agentic space, agentic AI space, I think it's really important to learn how agents work and how you build the infrastructure behind these intelligent systems.
So this used to be impossible to build like 5 years ago. It was really hard, but you said you did it in a few months. But not only that, it's delightful. Opal's so cute.
Yeah, I think what's really fun about building this agentic experience too is that it allowed me to express some of my creative freedom. And because I come from a design background, I wanted to make sure that building this agentic experience would be fun for myself. And I thought that the best way to do it was to create, a bunny character. Yeah.
So you have another demo.
Yeah, I do have another demo. So one really cool thing that I equipped with Opal as an agent is this skill called browser automation. And so if I ask her, hey, Opal, can you find me a Japanese cheesecake recipe with the best reviews? And so she's going to
Said
think
looking that up.
she's going to think through that question and open up our browser for us to see her clicking through the website, finding the best Japanese cheesecake recipe, and she comes back and gives us her response. And then in my laptop, she will send me a message of that summary. And I can also ask her, hey, build me a
I found
website.
a highly rated Japanese cheesecake recipe from Just One Cookbook with 937 ratings averaging 4.72 out of 5 stars. Is a light, jiggly souffle cheesecake baked in a water bath. Posted the full recipe with all ingredients, steps, and tips to Discord.
Awesome. Okay, that's great. And so in a moment, she's going to send me that recipe. Okay, great. It's here. And I can always ask her, hey, Opal, can you add that recipe to my recipe book website? And what she's going to do is take that information and go on GitHub and create her own site with a recipe book and add that recipe into that page. So
Wow, Opal, the GitHub user. Incredible.
yeah, so she has access to all of these tools across the entire web. And that's just super amazing because I could just ask her to, hey, pick this from here, there, and there, and it all ties together.
I can feel how proud you are of Opal here. Well, there are people out there who are in college right now, designers or design engineers, building cool websites or to-do lists, and vibe coding isn't sort of catching for them. This kind of project you made is extremely ambitious. What do you tell them out there who want to be like you? You're their big sister.
Thank you. So I think the biggest thing is a lot of your platforms that you're using today have agents behind them. And as designers, we're moving towards a space in technology where all the interfaces you use have agents running behind them. And eventually those will be the things that you have to design for. It's really important as a designer to learn about how an agent works, how that infrastructure is built, and how difficult it is for someone to set it up. And OpenClaw and Opal was my way of figuring out how complex that infrastructure is and what I can take away from it as a designer. So my biggest advice would be to try building an agent and make it fun. You don't have to make it boring. It can be exciting and a very fun project for you too.
That's the message from Big Sister Thoa. Don't make it boring. Thanks for staying tuned to the Cozy Eye Kitchen and keep learning, keep cooking.
Bye.